Now, the banks have criticized the move, saying Moody's decision is backward-looking. Is it?
Look, the banks are dead. You know, there's a famous Russian short story, The Death of Ivan Ilyich, about a dead man who hears everyone talking around him. And that's what we're talking about when we're talking about the global banks. They're dead. They're corpses. No amount of aerosol trying to make the stink go away is going to change that. That's what Christine Lagarde and these other folks at the IMF have failed to come to terms with. There's a huge problem in the banking sector. In their core, they are as dead as a corpse.
Dead as corpses. This all comes after Europe breathed a sigh of relief over Greece, which formed a pro-bailout government after weeks of uncertainty. What do you make of the timing?
The timing makes no difference because starting in 2007, 2008, you had what's called in economics a Minsky moment, where the global indebtedness reached a critical amount of no amount of stimulus or any kind of policy changes would change the fact that the globe is embarking on this massive global deleveraging, which is going to end in massive defaults in banks across Europe and across the world. These major banks in Europe are technically insolvent. Deutsche Bank is insolvent. BNP is insolvent. Societe Generale is insolvent. JP Morgan, insolvent. And, of course, Lloyd Blankfein, who's here at the conference in St. Petersburg, his bank, Goldman Sachs, is also insolvent.
Now, this downgrade could raise the borrowing costs for banks, but could it also help the politicians push through their agenda of global financial governance?
Well, they, of course, will use this opportunity to put forward more global governance, more centralized government, more command and control, more state-run operations, less democracy, less market activity, less free competition. So all of those things are being displaced by state-controlled, command and controlled, bank and fascist relationship with governments, and that's growing to the detriment of people in Greece who are now suffering the real consequences. People are dying in the street. They can't afford health care. They can't afford food. That's the result of this incredible kleptocracy that has destroyed the global banking system. And nobody, particularly in America, particularly Barack Obama and his administration, are doing anything about it.
Now, the leaders of the Eurozone's four biggest economies are meeting in Rome, with the Italian Prime Minister Mario Monti saying there's 1 week left to save the Eurozone. But after years of failing to deal with the crisis, is 1 week enough to perform some kind of rescue? A miracle, maybe?
Well, how many times are we going to hear this hijacking scenario where some technocrat like Mario Monti puts a gun to the people's head and say, either give us all your money or we're going to take all your assets? They're going to do it anyway. So why not form some kind of resistance against this global occupation by bankers? You know, the people have to stand up and realize that no one's going to help them but themselves. They need to push out the kleptocrats and the banking terrorists, as I call them, and stand up for themselves. Until they do something for themselves, no one's going to do anything for them.
Well, thank you very much there. Max Keiser, economic expert and host of the Keiser Report here on RT. Thanks for talking to us.